Okay. I'd like to call a meeting to order. March 16, 2015, 7 o'clock. Daniel Secunda Rivero, Selectmen's Chamber. Can you all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Oh. Need help? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, how will listen to the national anthem?
Oh, no, not much
Item 3, public comments. 3-minute maximum per person. If anyone likes to speak or ask a question, yes, sir. State your name for the, as they say, the record.
For the record, my name is Carl Hay. I'm part owner of DCH Venture LLC. We own property off of Old Road in Putnam. If you're not familiar with where that is, that's just past the power lines heading south on Park Road, right on the Killingly line. CME did a survey for us and have researched back to October 31st, 1872, and have not found the road discontinued by the town of Putnam. And we're looking to, we have 4 businesses right now interested in building in there, and just, we have a concern with, there is no status of the road, that it's, the town's not, it hasn't been kept up, and we're looking for the town to decide what they would like to do with Old Road, to give it back to the property owners on either side.
That town was owned by Putnam?
The road is, as far back as 1872, Old Road is owned by the town of Putnam. CME did.
Do you have a diagram of it?
We got the file.
What was the name?
The question is when did the town decide that it became a road? And this was part of Killenly at one time. Killenly issues.
Must have happened during the football game.
Yes, please. Okay. This may have to go to zoning?
No.
No, planning?
We've already been discussed with the town attorney. He's given us a letter that we need some clarification back from the individual who expressed interest in the property.
I spoke to one of the individuals who was involved. I suggested he go to the Killing to see what transpired, because this was probably plotted out, laid out, whatever. What the town of Killing was, you know, the town of Killing developed that portion of East Putnam.
I don't know if you know, this is Don.
Yeah, I know Don very well.
Okay, he's the town planner.
Yeah, I'm Don DiCostanzo, the other owner. But to go back to 1800s and get this clarification, we had an A2 survey done, went back to 1872. Clearly states that the town owns it. We're not looking for you to do anything. Is, you know, if you just abandon the road, so it reverts back, or discontinue the road, so it reverts back to the landowners, there's not an issue.
There is an issue because we don't know when it became a town road, if it ever did become a town road. Now you're saying 1872, it's never been on our town records as a town aid road. So you'd have to go back to prior to when you think the town took over that as a
But
road.
everything relating to this says you guys own it. So you want us to go back and...
Your surveyor says that he thinks we own it. The question is, when did the town accept it?
Well, if you don't want to own it, just say you don't own it. It's simple.
It's not that simple. You just can't give up a right to something if you don't know what your status is.
Or you don't know if we have the right to give it up.
Right.
So do we have to refer this to town council?
No, it's already been to town council.
So what do we
have
do?
a opinion from the town council that's in the hands of the town planner, and he should be in touch with these individuals.
So Don is. So Don.
So we'll go research it back, and then we'll come back.
That's fine.
We'll have to message him and email to.
I got it done.
I have a question.
Question, go ahead.
If CME investigated and researched this, and they went back to 1872, and as of 1872, they say that it was a town of Putnam Road, okay?
We don't have it on our records as a town road. It's not on our town aid road records that goes back to 1940s. It's never been on the town's records as a town aid road.
Right. And if you drive by there, you see it makes sense that you wouldn't have it on any records since 1940 because there's hardly a road there. You can see that it was a cart path pretty much at this point. But where I'm going with this is the town of Putnam was incorporated in 1855. So if CME says that it was a road as of 1872, then according to their research, if the town of Putnam had it as a town road. If the assertion is, well, we have nothing in our records that says it's a town road, well then, the landowners own the
But
property.
it could be possible that prior to 1872, on the basis of the town of Killenly, that it was a town road, and it could have been transferred to us as a town road.
A town
We
road-
just
oh, sorry.
adopted it.
Town road killing.
Killenly could have been a town road in
Right.
Killenly.
Right, I
Because
understand
if it's
that.
an old road, you would think it'd go back to
Yeah.
prior to 1872. This is just the basis of what the town attorney has told us.
So we're gonna get to see the town attorney's opinion on it?
No, because we still have to do some further research.
But when,
So Dandy Don's gonna do the research to get this back before?
No.
No, I'm
They
gonna have
think
to do the
It's gonna
research.
have to be the.
Okay.
So we're going back to the 1800s
In Killingly.
in Killingly, which is ridiculous. And I don't understand it.
So if we find out it's a town road, and
Then we
we
can
give it
take
to
some
Putnam,
action.
Then we can act.
Right. It has
Well,
to
if it's
start-
town road, then no, we own it.
Well, if Killingly gave it to us when we became Putnam, if they
Right.
never did that, could it technically be a Killingly town road still?
No. I don't see how it's
I
going.
don't know, just asking.
Okay.
Because if there's no transfer.
So, gentlemen, I think you have to do a little more research, keep in close contact with Don.
We'll drive him nuts, don't worry about it.
He needs to work, he needs to work. Okay,
Thank you.
paper streets. Okay. Okay, approval of minutes, March 2, 2015. Motion made, seconded to approve the March 2nd Board of Selectmen minutes. Are there any comments, questions, additions, or deletions? Seeing none, all in favor? Anybody opposed? Are there any abstentions?
Aye.
One abstention. Petitions and communication, letter dated February 25th, 2015 from Wheelabrator regarding an application for permit renewal, pre-treatment permit, supplemental information regarding the metal recovery facilities. Do we have a letter of that on file here?
Yeah.
Okay. Reports of standing committees, codification,
Haven't got to it with the town attorney.
okay. Special committees, charter revision,
Still have not had a schedule.
facilities.
Meeting is on the 26th. We can have for 3 days.
26, okay.
Fourth, Thursday.
Okay, staff reports, economic community development, we have Del Ferry here, do you have anything to report, Del?
No.
Okay, oh, very nice. Building official and zoning enforcement officer,
Well, how are we doing internally? How are we doing with the remediation and cost with regard to the law?
We received notification that the 2.5 million Urban Act is on the agenda for bond council, and that is actually tomorrow.
Is that part of it? the
2.85
remediation?
down.
it went up?
It went up,
2.85.
we requested, right, so that'll fill the contingency gap. We had originally put in for 2.85, they knocked it down to 2.5, but it was put on the agenda as 2.85.
Thank you, fellas.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I told you it'd be TS and mayhem.
So we'll find out tomorrow. That's kind of that domino piece that sits in the middle. So we'll find out.
Do you know if the town's going to be responsible for it, or does the money go to the Department of Housing and Administration?
That goes to Department of Housing.
So we're out of it.
We're off the hook on that?
As far as the administration of it, yes, I think that's,
Okay.
yes.
That's good, good for us.
Question.
Yes?
What's the latest of 88 Main? What's going on there? Is that still in a legal limbo, or?
It's in foreclosure. We haven't gone to court yet on that. There have been 2, possibly 3 potential buyers before it goes to court. There is a lien on the property.
A lien?
I'm sorry?
Did you say opinion?
Yes, for the foreclosure for what the current owner owes Chris Mark. So,
Would that be the same case as the old Points Jewelers building as well?
LaPointe's Jewelers, it's my understanding it's been bought by somebody. And it's, yeah, they have permit for siding and
Still looks like how.
not, it's not the same owner though.
But are they doing anything with the property? I mean,
With the LaPointe's
Yeah.
building, they have not approached me as to what they want to do. I was at the zoning meeting last week, and they have possible, they want to put apartments upstairs. We do not allow apartments in our downtown district. They're trying to say that they're grandfathered in, so that's something that the zoning board is going to have to deal with.
Why would they want to put apartments there when the state and everybody else approved an 80 complex right next door?
That's a very good question. I think that if the town does not, that building was abandoned for years and years. And I don't know legally how far the grandfather can, you know, yeah. So that's something that zoning is going to have to work out. It's, you know, I would like, if that building were ever to come to fruition, there have been a lot of structural concerns with that property. I would push to have an engineer sign off on that property.
Points?
Yes,
So you have some major concerns about that structure.
there have been.
Okay.
I am not a civil engineer. I can't say, but
But the eye test tells you that there's problems there.
I've only, it's all hearsay. So I would just like to see that. That's all I'm saying.
Good enough.
No.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions for Dalphin? Okay, how about the building? Oh, he's not here. Town planner, Doug, you have anything? Don, you have any report? Glad to see you back and healthy.
We'll be back. I've only been here 4 days, so I don't have too much to report.
You look great after 4 days. All right, thank you, Don.
Tom, about microgrid,
Yeah.
the microgrid project.
How's
Yeah,
that
we
going?
need with the microgrid project.
Is that with the Science Academy kids?
No,
No.
What's that, mini grid?
microgrid.
What's going on with it?
I'll know more tomorrow afternoon.
All right. We'll meet you in your office tomorrow afternoon. All right, thanks, Don.
I got a question for Don before.
Go ahead.
How are we making out with that electric charging station? Did we get the grant? What's going on with that?
Well, last I've heard, the DPW director was going to get some estimates from local electricians installing the electrical portion of it.
Okay.
We have the grant, we can buy it, we're buying from the state bid list. So we don't have to go to state separately to do it, so,
So we got the grant,
yeah.
and we're waiting for an electrician to give us an
Jerry,
estimate?
Couple
for the installation.
Now, let me ask you a question. Can we use the power generated from the hydroelectric plant right next door?
No.
Tim won't give us a little
Oh,
help?
he could, but he's gonna commit it to his unit.
Maybe I can pressure him to get that free electric there. Okay,
Oh, you give him one of the sponsors then.
that's it.
Yeah. You call him.
Thank you, I will.
Okay.
Town administrator's report. We received it in the package here. Anybody have any questions about it, or to Doug?
Yeah, I have one question.
I didn't believe you would have a question.
First item, going down to the last paragraph, working with Eversource, the gas division. What about the new high school? You're talking about bringing natural gas to the tech park, but didn't you also say the same to the high school?
Right.
So you,
We're meeting with them on Wednesday to go over all the needs. In fact, Delta has put together a 2-mile radius from a certain point, a little bit southwest of the Arch Street. So we've encompassed all the potential users within that 2-mile radius, which would include the high school, the potential possibly to even extend it to the middle school and elementary middle school at some future point. any new users within the tech park, anybody existing within the industrial park. What else do we have? The Armory,
Yeah.
the high school,
Any housing complex that
any
is
housing
being planned.
complex.
Okay, that's fine, I didn't know, I wanted to make sure the high school was in.
One thing you should be aware of that might require that there has to be an upgrade to the Arch Street station for future needs. And the needs might be on the table right now, so we have to come to some resolution pretty quick.
On Doug, before Doug and I did meet with all the department heads on their individual budgets put together. We, very cordial, very good meetings with the people that we entrust with their departments. Everything went pretty well. And you have the budget today. We'll discuss that later on in the meeting. I just want to let you know that everything went pretty well.
Can I ask Doug a question about the solar array?
Yes.
So what's the latest? Like, when's the...
I have not seen, because of the weather, I have not seen the latest request for, not the request for proposal, but the actual date that the proposals would come back. Because we're a little bit behind in terms of the site visit.
Okay, item 10.
One more thing, just to update you on the union election contest. We received a certification today that, what did I call it, UPSU, is now the bargaining unit for the town employees.
They voted 27 to 1 to 26 to 1 to relinquish the union they have now to UPSU.
UPSU, United Public Service Employees.
So was there anything
26 and
bizarre
one.
about it?
Excuse me?
Was there anything different, really, that changed your mind?
I think they're looking for a little bit more aggressiveness on the part of their union representation.
They also represent Thompson. So I guess they talked to their fellow workers, and this is supposed to be the more aggressive. Yeah, who knows?
You know, now with the dock strike on the West Coast, what that did to us.
Okay. Anything else, Doug? New business.
Just an informational meeting on Thursday night.
What information?
We have it was in your packet, but I'll explain.
Go ahead.
It's an informational meeting about the first phase of the water line replacement project, and it covers the Groveland Avenue area and also the Wilkinson Street area. That's the first phase. So we're having a public information meeting, and hopefully residents from that area. Anybody's invited to come, but hopefully residents from that area. No, we'll be at the middle school. What time? 6:30.
So the posters you put up all over the place, the elevators.
I hope we did, but
I
hope they
saw
get
some.
on. You did, good.
Very good.
Good.
Scott, that's what you said.
I'm all set.
Okay. Grant considerations and updates. Are we considering any grants?
Just what you have on your agenda.
Okay. New
The
business.
fair housing resolution? That's already on the agenda, I'm sorry.
Okay.
What's in that Diet Coke?
What do you think I have for dinner?
As my father
One
said,
day in advance of St.
you're
Patrick's Day.
speeding.
You skipped the tech part, but nothing
Nothing new.
new.
We'd like to do a groundbreaking, maybe April 1st.
So, yeah, that's right. April 1st.
You gave me an opening.
April 1st?
I don't know, something that,
April
maybe that
Fool's
first
Day
week?
ground day?
No.
That's April Fool's Day. That's a bad day.
April 3rd is Good Friday.
After Easter, that second?
Yeah.
Okay.
When's that, when's Easter?
That Wednesday.
That's
Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, yeah, right before Good Friday. Right after Good
Yeah,
Friday.
right, that would be it.
It's all Protestant.
All right, well, we'll work that out, Douglas. We'll get a date.
Thursday maybe?
Thursday the 9th?
Thursday the 9th,
April 9th,
as a tentative?
tentative looks good.
The 9th of what night?
April,
April,
What time would that be?
10 o'clock.
10 a.m.
And I've already invited Ron Dare to MC.
Oh,
No.
get out, he's out.
Scratch.
He's MC'd enough. Okay, that's the grant. New business. Consideration of acceptance of a fair housing resolution in pursuit of 2015 application of a small cities community block grant in the amount of $400,000 to conduct a housing rehabilitation program. The vote is required. Would you like any clarification on that, either you or Delphi?
No.
Delphi,
It's a good thing to have a fair housing resolution in place anyways, but we also, it's a requirement whenever we apply for anything. to the small city.
So someone has to make a motion to,
I move we accept.
motion made to accept,
Second.
second by, discussion. Seeing none, all in favor of the community block grant in the amount of $400,000, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? B, consideration of acceptance of a certified resolution for 2015 application of the Small Cities Community Block Grant Program for $400,000 in pursuit of housing rehabilitation program.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Are there any abstentions? Okay. C, consideration of approval of fiscal year 2015-16 town of Putnam budget and its referral to the Board of Finance. Did you all receive the budget in the?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure there's a billion questions.
Right.
Budget is ready.
You want to start on,
Start on any questions. Any questions you have?
okay, might as well start at page 1, we got a lot of cutting to do.
A lot of cutting to do?
Oh,
Okay, you got the red pen out.
Line item 5608, could you tell me what the other professional services are, why we added 10,000, total 9,000 to the recommendation of the department?
You want me to?
Yeah,
Take-
I know my budget. I gotta go get a budget.
One of the reasons that we decided to up it to $10,000 is still the uncertainty in terms of the finance office operation. I would be comfortable if you wanted to reduce that by 5,000.
Well, that'd be helpful.
I wouldn't take that chance. I don't want to put ourselves back in a situation that,
We've got so much here, though. I mean, I don't have a problem going to 5. I wouldn't cut the rest of it out, because if he doesn't have a problem, I don't have a problem.
I think we've had enough issues in that department that need to be a little bit, I don't want our priorities to spite our face.
Well, the only other thing is that there is other areas in the budget where we try to cover the finance office, so
Right.
that's why I'm a
You
little
are
more
covered on
comfortable
that.
with it.
If Doug's comfortable with it, I'm okay with cutting it to 5,000.
You got that, Tony? Oh, you got it.
I will get it in
Doug's
one
okay.
second.
Line item 5608.
Oh, look at that.
You're not buying it. You're not buying it.
You know how to do this.
You got left out of here.
$8 you can't.
5608.
So the
Yeah.
process we've done to have in the future is that you make the motions to make the changes, and then you adopt that particular line item
Right.
to go forward. So,
At the very end, not in the.
no, yeah, we have individual departments in the past.
I have a question.
Yes.
So the recommendation is to cut 5,000 from that, which I have no problem
No,
with.
you're on the wrong page.
No, I have 5608.
This is just different.
Oh, okay.
Do we have to vote on that as a unit?
I would recommend you do it that way.
Then you get rid of it, and it's
Somebody has to make a motion.
so moved.
Second.
Motion made, saying to cut $5,000 from 5608.
No, but he's in 1412 instead of 1411 department.
Oh, this one, here. Okay, no problem. You're gonna go for 10 and 5. All those in favor?
We're going
Yeah.
back. Oh, I
10
think-
to
10 and 5, keep going.
Yeah.
Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Any extent, Jared? I know you would have 4,000 questions, so keep going.
Okay, 5501, Doug, can you help me on this? We've got here 275,484.
Why don't, can we stay with 1411 first?
Right, we need to-
Can we just
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm all done.
dispose of that item?
So 1411 is good as is with that $5,000
Right.
cut.
do we
That
move
page is
to
good.
adopt?
Right.
Make motion to
I
adopt.
move to adopt Department 1411 budget as amended.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Let's go to 1412.
Okay, Doug, can you help us out on 5501, regular payroll? There's a lot we're talking about now. There's payroll administrator, executive assistant, increase to 40 hours. I'd like to know what our game plan is. First of all, when do we plan to have a treasurer, or can you give us any insight?
No.
Not at this time?
Can't.
No, I don't get you.
Yeah,
Not an
can't
open
talk
session,
about it
Peter.
at this time.
Okay, I'm just asking. Because it impacts some of the decision-making that we have, Doug, on that. So if we have somebody coming in, or whether we have a senior accountant, which I don't, hopefully we don't have, but we had talked about increasing the pay for the treasurer up to somewhere around $10,000, I think. Is there
Right,
a-
that's not what this is about.
No, no,
It's
but I'm
just
saying
putting
it all
together
plays
a
into this.
overall.
I'm just trying to get,
Yes, sir.
where do we go with regard to this number as far as 275 is concerned, is my point. See, it covers the payroll, administrator, executive assistant, deputy mayor, selectmen, and all this other stuff. So it covers a lot of stuff. So if you have one, what do you do with regard to overtime for the other employees? You might not need it.
You might not, but that was recommended by the Board of Finance that we put it in.
Yes, I know. But that was because we didn't have any selectmen we didn't have any treasurer at the time. I'm hopeful that
We will have a treasurer
At some time.
at some time.
at some time.
And it's a very complicated issue right now. Doug and I have been working with a lot of people and the lawyer, and we can't say anything right now in a public meeting. But we will have a treasurer, and at the time, we may need the overtime for these people.
Let's put it this way. Could we actually vote on this contingent on having a treasurer in place?
We won't have
No,
that.
because we don't know.
We don't know.
I said contingent.
But we have to present a budget, a solid budget to the Board of Finance.
So that means that we'd have it the whole year?
We don't have to spend the money.
The overtime?
Right.
But you don't have to spend it,
Overtime.
only if they need it.
All right.
Right, overtime gets approved as needed, week by week.
We approve that.
Well,
We-
I know, but it's still in here.
Yes,
So if
it's
it's
gotta
in
be
here,
in
then
there.
it means we can spend it, is what I'm trying to say. That's all the
That's
people
correct.
see. When they look at, when we go to a town meeting, that's what they'll see, the number.
Right.
My only angle on it was that if we increase in the budget, we're increasing the hours to 40 hours,
Right.
okay? So I was saying, well, do we really need to do that and increase the overtime? I thought one would offset the other. That was only my idea.
Maybe.
That's a good point.
Right, but there are still projects like the town website that haven't been completed, that we don't know how many hours are going to take to complete, and that a number of us on this board are very eager to have done, and that needs hours to do. So part of what that overtime is going to do is cover Denise, for example, being able to liaise with departments and with our web design firm to actually get that thing up and running. Without the extra hours, that's probably not going to happen.
Is that what that's for?
Yes, it is.
I saw a line item on the web thing for like 20,000 at the end.
Isn't that?
That's for other
That's-
types of.
That's other
not for
stuff.
personnel.
That's not for staff.
No, that's other
That's
stuff.
when you're getting the work.
So how long do we think that anticipates it's going to take?
We don't know. Do we really want to go through what we went through this year?
I'm not
Which is
asking a
get
question.
everybody excited. Right, but it's the kind of thing that until,
You never know until you
yeah,
get started.
I'm
it's,
fine with that explanation. I
Yeah,
just was having
it's
a hard time
complex.
understanding.
Okay, but we need a motion to accept this page.
Well, wait a minute, I'm not done yet. 5503, so that we get into the overtime, okay? So that's what we were talking, I think Scott was alluding to before. You have both the overtime and the additional hours. So, I guess you're saying the preference would be to leave it in the budget is what you want to do.
Yep.
I'm done with 1412.
Need a motion?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept 1412. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Go to page 1413, treasurer. Ooh.
Oh, I have a problem with 5501. And I don't believe, once we have our treasurer intact and with the additional hours we're gonna pay our people, that we need to see their account. I just don't see it.
We talked to we talked to the auditors,
Right.
and we are by far the lowest in not just the 10-town area, the entire east. And you're not going to get someone with the expertise that we're looking for to run this department. That's number one. Number two, the assistant, that's a negotiable thing. It's in your account, that's negotiable. But I think as far as the salary goes for the treasurer,
No, I don't have a problem with that.
okay.
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't think we're gonna get anything for 86.
Right, I mean, if we have the
Not qualified.
50, I mean, arguably, it would have to go through the Board of Finance. But arguably, if we end up looking to hire someone, and if they won't accept at 86, I mean, we remember how few resumes we got last time. Can that 50, some of that 50 be redirected to
I'd
finance
rather-
director salary?
It's in the payroll, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need that at least as
50,000?
a cushion. No, not all of it, but some of it.
Some of
Right,
it.
you're not gonna get
We're
anybody
not-
for less than 95,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're
Not
probably
somebody with
looking 95
experience.
to 100,
We
yeah.
have three females here working on the budget, the audit. And I asked them,
Right.
what would it take you to be the treasurer partner?
Mhm.
And to the person, they said above $90,000 because we're making $80,000 now. So she goes to put our travels up $90,000 to $95,000.
Yeah,
So I go on CCM's account and they're all in that range.
yeah,
So that's the bottom line. We're not, I think those days of 1974 are over.
yeah.
And
Seeing that you're married to the lowest paid person in town hall, I'd be willing to sacrifice and pay the treasurer a lot of money.
Yeah,
That's what I would like to do.
Yeah.
I prefer doing that.
We don't have a senior accountant now, do we?
No.
no,
And that's my concern. My concern was, remember how we voted to do the needs assessment?
right,
And of course, we had to get Paula, and we used that money to take
Right.
care of Paul. So we never really have done a needs assessment.
right.
And I really, before I jump out and say, hey, we're gonna, hire a senior accountant, my question is, do we really need one? Now, I emailed Doug and Tony, and I heard on the radio about Thompson using John Filchek about doing a needs assessment for Thompson, for Sterling, and then Thompson voted to have him do a needs assessment
For
for
those who
them.
don't know, John Filchek's the director of
The
NECA.
NECA, okay? So John actually called me. He's trying to sell his services. And so I asked him, I said, so tell me, what we would get for a needs assessment from you. And he says not only would they look at the finance department, they'd look at every department and look at, is there a duplication of effort? Could it possibly be combined with other services that we offer in the town hall? A whole bunch of different things. And to me, he said the most we would spend is $5,000. He charged Sterling $2,500. To me, that would be money well spent before we jump with both feet and say, hey, we're going to advertise for a senior accountant, and we're going to do this. Now, there's some other options that we were talking about today that might even lend us another option, which we probably don't want to go into right now. But,
I don't think we can, Scott.
yeah, but just some different ideas that we were tossing around. So
I think,
I just don't want to. I still, for a budget of $5 million, I think we got way too much staff as it is. But that's just my.
I agree wholeheartedly.
You got a treasurer, you got an assistant treasurer, you got accounts payable and accounts receivable. I mean,
No, the assistant treasurer is the accounts receivable.
all right. So you got a treasurer,
Oh, wait a
assistant
minute.
treasurer, and accounts payable.
I get what you're saying, but don't we have to go through this budget and get it over before,
Right.
we don't have time for needs analysis to be
Oh,
done?
no. But what I'm saying is, before I spend 50, okay, I want to put the money in for a needs analysis, and then if we need it, go to the Board of Finance and request it.
So what you're
After the
saying is
budget's already been adopted.
you would approve it as it is, but take that 50,000, spend some of that for a needs assessment, whatever left over, put in surplus,
Or actually, you're gonna have to increase the.
or increase the.
Right, or
the
or
treasure.
make it
I would
96.
The
look at-
finance director's.
Make
gonna
it
go up.
95 as far as the
The
person.
finance person. If you
Make
get
it
somebody with.
Yeah, why can't we shave some of that 50 out now?
Yeah,
Let's shave it.
I have no problem with that.
yeah, me too.
If you pay the, the treasurer 95,
We're gonna get somebody good.
we're gonna get somebody good.
I would hope
Okay,
so.
so we need a
And in
motion
the-
to shave some of that, assistant, whatever the hell it is.
Or we could just say out of the treasurer budget, right?
Um,
You don't have to do line item by line item.
No.
No,
Payroll
because
is
it's
the
part of the
treasurer
190 he's got.
budget. Yeah.
Okay.
Just say whatever amount you want.
So you want
Well,
Decrease by 20
Reserve
maybe?
10,000. Reserve
I'm saying
10,000.
decrease by 30.
So we're gonna decrease it by 30 or 40?
I'm saying 30.
40.
30,
30.
30. Because if you potentially want to do a needs assessment,
You're gonna need
and
that
you
money.
want to increase the treasurer's salary, I say.
No,
30.
we are, with the 95.
yeah, we're getting
Well,
the
no,
95
we
from.
don't
No.
need to,
We don't have to
You
change that.
itemize.
right,
So I move that we reduce in account 1413, the payroll by 30,000.
Second.
30, okay, so that, all right.
Motion made, second, to reduce Department 1413 by $30,000. Motion made and second. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So moved.
That's the only other questions I have on that.
Okay, flip over.
So you,
I move that we accept the budget for Department 1413 as amended.
Second.
Motion made, seconded to approve 1413 as amended. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Ayes have it, so voted. 1414, Revenue Department.
I didn't have any questions.
Anybody have a question on that?
I move we adopt this presented.
Second.
Motion made, second to approve 1414 as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Ayes have it, so voted. 1415, Assessors.
No question.
Anybody have a question?
Approve as submitted.
Second.
Motion made and second to approve as submitted. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, Board of Tax Review, 1416.
Good to go.
Second.
Motion made, good to go. Second, any discussion? All those approved?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Ayes have it. Item 1417, Town Clerk.
Good to go.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made, second to approve the Town Clerk's budget. Any questions, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, Elections, 1418.
Approve as submitted.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Questions? Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No coffee here.
Aye.
Rich, 1419, Registrars.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Sonny.
5512, are we putting that in a different account, or why is that blank? Social Security and Medicare.
No, should be
Okay.
What should be in there?
the social security. They
368.
can't get
You gotta
carried
put
over from
368 in
the department request.
So you have to add 368 in there?
368, yeah.
So you're gonna plus the bottom line, 368. Okay, with that adjustment, is there a motion to accept?
Nay. Second.
Owen, second by Alma, to approve 1419 with the amendment of $368. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Object, 1420, Probate Court.
Good to
Yeah,
go.
what's up with that?
Yeah.
That's our per capita that we have to
That's
pay.
the amount we pay.
Right.
Per,
What do
per
we
resident.
pay Per capita.
Okay, so I have a question.
What do we pay, 10,000 or 10,000?
Just the $10,970.
Then what is this 21,000?
That, we are the landlord, not landlord, we are the leaseholder for the entire.
So the money just
so
comes
money
through
just
us?
comes through us.
So now we get to know.
21,000.
Yeah, but if the whole bill is 21,000, we're paying 11,000 of the 21?
It's
That's
just
just
a
for the
capital.
building. Just for the lease. Yeah, but how many towns are in there with us?
Six.
4 or 5.
There are other expenses, right?
No, I know that, but I'm saying, Oh, I
Where
hear
the
what you're
large
saying, I hear what you're saying,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
our
You got
10
Thompson,
million covers
you got
it.
Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
What else
Okay.
you got?
You guys
We're okay.
All right, I'm
We're
okay
good to
with
go
that.
on 1420.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made, seconded to approve 1420. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Ayes have it. Legal counsel, as you can see, we upped Bill's salary a little bit.
Good
He's
to
still the
go.
he's still the lowest paid, town council in the 10-town area.
Good to go.
So moved.
Motion made, seconded, all those in favor?
Right.
Aye.
Oh, sorry Denise.
I know.
Okay, we're on Department 1422, Town Building.
10%. 10% off of each.
Good to go.
We got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Doug, by Pete, second by Owen. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Do you have a question?
No, comment. Good to go. Is that okay to say for a motion? I don't mean to be picky, but I don't want anybody
Yeah.
Hmm,
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
Make the motion.
just move, I see, I moved.
yeah, so moved.
Okay. 1420,
New lingo.
1423, building official.
I had a question on
Go ahead.
5608, professional services.
Go ahead.
Can you tell me a little bit about that, Doug?
As you know, we've had a number of instances where the building official has had to call in people to do various, not repairs, but to shore up buildings in case of fires. This would also be the line item that we would charge against in case we had to do a demolition. So it's basically a placeholder. 3,000 is just to cover us in terms of like that instances in Doug's neighborhood.
So,
Car
it could be spent or it couldn't?
It could be spent, but it's a placeholder.
It's just to have it available in case you need it.
And also, you're on this subject, we have Prospect Street that's still up in the air. Paywall property, there's 6, 7 buildings there that haven't been knocked down yet. And I was talking to Mr. Parent today, we have several other buildings that have been condemned by our building inspector, by the state's building inspector, by the fire marshal, and the state fire marshal, and they're still standing. Everything's pending with Bill in court.
Okay.
So-
One area you might be able to make a savings is in safety equipment 5705. Whether you set that by 500.
No, for $500.
Well, if
I
you see-
705.
What does that
Safety,
cover?
That's coverall,
Why would you want to deduct that?
Yeah, that's.
because he has 1,000 he hasn't spent yet.
No, I say we move it to 500 then. If he hasn't spent it, then,
Well, I have a question on transportation, that didn't.
Wait, let's
show-
stay with one at a time. What do you want to do with safety equipment?
move
All right,
to
I'll
make
second
it
it.
500.
Second.
Motion made to reduce 5705 from 1,000 to 500. Motion made and second. Any more discussion on that? I think you're nickel and diamond, but I'll agree with it.
Right.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Ayes have it, so voted.
Okay.
Okay, Scotty.
All right, transportation, it doesn't show up in previous years, are we just moving it from another account, or why is it all of a sudden showing up?
Yeah.
5604.
Hmm?
Denise, you have the backup?
5604.
Oh, now we can't do this.
1200.
Oh, we're back on that one?
Yeah, so
Yeah, we haven't got past that.
Which
Hasn't
cat?
gone so far.
No, I'm not getting it. This is my hostage.
Hang on. 35.
You got a backup on that?
We're getting it.
Okay, Denise is getting it. Go D.
Still have the truck.
Actually, my error, that should have been telephone.
1,200 for telephone?
Yes.
So instead of transportation, it should be telephone?
I put it in telephone, yes.
that a sat phone?
Was there a budget, was there an item, yeah, was there a dollar amount in this year's budget? That's what my question was, it just shows up.
No.
Good job on one.
So we went from 0 to 1,200?
Yes.
Just costs for the phone.
Okay,
I
can
mean, I
somebody
could
explain
see
that?
if it was a
Why?
sat
Yeah.
phone.
There was a telephone line item. Actually, never mind. Lee uses,
Go ahead.
Lee uses his personal cell phone.
1,200?
1,200 bucks?
Seems like a lot. I mean,
1,200?
Who's paying for it, his use in Thompson?
That's $100 a month.
yeah, you remember that, he gets 32 hours in Thompson.
Yeah.
So theoretically, he's using the,
You can cut that in half and say Thompson pay the other half.
I had 600.
go for it, Pete.
600.
You move to
You move
reduce
to
that to
Move.
600?
That's agreement.
Motion made to reduce 5604 by $600.
Is that transportation or is it a telephone account?
No,
It's
telephone.
Telly.
Yeah, it's on the wrong line.
That's what it
It's
says.
a Telly.
That's what it says.
Pete made the motion, is there a second on that?
Second.
Scott, second, any discussion on that?
It's 1,100.
That's the, professional services.
Well, let's go this one first. All those in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye.
Must be dying.
Anybody opposed? You can turn this copy off. He doesn't have to do it. Give it to Alma.
You know where the mute button is, though?
You reckon this meeting gonna be thrown on here? Okay, what else in this budget here? Any other problems?
No.
Corrections or
It
additions?
may be considered nitpicking, but books and magazines, I mean, there was nothing in the budget last year.
But there was there was the year before. So it could be a publication that's published every 2 years?
Yeah, the building thing, the ice, how often are they published, the new updates, revisions?
Yeah, I think that's picking.
International building?
Yeah.
I'm wondering about
I
what
think
professional services.
2012 is
That's
due
where
to,
like he has to.
2012 is due to.
Oh, that's it, we just started
Okay.
that.
Okay, so.
All right, we'll leave that.
Okay, so is there a motion to accept this budget with those?
So moved.
Second. Motion made by Doug Cutler to accept with the amendments. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Well, this is a $5 million budget, not a $5,000 budget.
Coming down.
Yeah, we're only at 35,732.
We've got Land Use Commission, Inland Wetlands, Planning, Zoning, Zoning Board of Appeals, 1424.
What about,
I recommend that you reduce 5606 GIS maintenance by $5,000.
Reason for that?
Reason because the
5606.
quote that we got was,
5606?
Wait,
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
no,
on
no,
here.
We don't have that.
I don't know where you're getting 56.
no, GIS maintenance at the bottom.
Well,
I just,
What's the line item
I
number?
don't have this.
Oh, make it 57.
1424,
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the number?
GIS maintenance at the bottom.
What's
Somewhere's
the
also,
number?
so it was 5606 was the,
Okay.
5606.
Well, it
It's
was-
14,500.
right,
You want to reduce that by what?
by 5,000.
Why,
I want
why
to
is
reduce
it?
it, I want to reduce it by more, because it was only 3,500
No,
last
we
year.
have gotten we have installed the GIS system now. It's gonna cost money, not only the software, but also the maintenance of it.
Right.
But we had a quote from an engineering firm that was basically,
Way low.
way high.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
We don't have that much activity, but,
Well, we
So
need to-
but we have to
what's-
cover some of it.
So the number you're recommending is 9,500?
9,500.
So we need a motion to that effect.
Wow.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made, second to reduce GIA maintenance from 14.5 to 9.5. Any more discussion on that?
40,000.
Seeing none, all those in favor of that recommendation?
Aye.
Anybody
I
opposed?
got a problem right here.
Any abstentions? Ayes have it, so voted. Any other problems with this
Oh, yeah.
1424 budget?
Move to approve?
Motion made to approve with the amendments, second.
Yeah.
All those approved, in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, 1425, essential services.
I didn't get carried
We
over
got
the
nothing.
mayor's budget, so.
You got what?
I got nothing.
What do you get?
I
Should
got
that
nothing in
be-
the columns.
Should that column be the same as the department request?
No, because of the telephone issue.
Oh.
We're still, it's something we're still unresolved on the telephone issue.
So we have to leave that alone?
Yeah.
So there's nothing, that was my question on 5605, we didn't have anything there.
Okay, let's move on.
But how does that,
Denise is you're getting the figures for that, right?
The issue was the phone was cut in half, with the amount of money we could spend on a new phone system. RFPs are due, they'll be open at the next Selectmen's meeting. When we can put that in place will impact the phone bill. If it can be put in place right away, the phone bill's gonna drop to $250 a month. If we can't get it until we get more funds in the new budget year, so the phone's gonna.
but what about all the other line items in there? Postage, printing.
I don't know.
Huh? I have nothing
You
in
have
it.
nothing?
Nothing.
Yeah, it's a blank column.
Postage went down,
Under-
so
Postage is going down a little bit.
18, so 1,000.
That's going to affect the bottom line.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. So far, we have $40,700 in cuts, and
You're
this.
gonna go back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to zero with this.
So what are we gonna use for that number for 5605?
Using the 41,800.
That's no phone
For
though.
the
That's
total.
no
Oh,
phone.
for the total.
Yeah.
So 250.
So we're staying with that total of 41,800?
Scott's right, though. Be cognizant, we're not cutting
We've now just added 1,068 to the bottom line.
Wait,
What do you mean we added that?
how have we done
That
that?
wasn't in.
Because there's no numbers
wasn't
in
in
the
there.
mayor's budget.
And it's going to affect
The bottom line
The
amount,
bottom
line at the end of
amount
the
to be
budget.
raised by taxes.
Why can't we leave it at 41,800?
It's not at 41.8, it's at zero.
I understand, this thing is zero.
What
But
we're
why
saying
can't
is-
we leave it at that?
This is a paper copy of an electronic budget. So even though we're only adding 41.8 here, that's gonna change the very last
Right,
figure.
That's fine.
Right. But 41,800 is still significantly less than the current year budget.
Where do you see that?
2014-15
Oh, yeah.
approved budget,
Well, we're just going by the
6,300.
department request.
Right.
Right. It's still significantly lower.
Right, it was 60,300.
Right.
So I'm just letting you guys know, we're now,
Okay, what do we do with this page? I agree with,
oh,
We gotta raise it to telephone and come back
we
and do it.
adopt it to mirror the 2015-16 department request
Plus
for a
the
total of
Raise the flag.
41.8 in Department 1425.
Plus the phone. Phone's not in.
Right.
so you want to approve 41,800 plus
That's another $3,000.
the phone?
Yeah.
Plus, so how much is the phone? Three?
2,800,
How much?
2,800 if we can go live July 1.
So,
How do we do that?
2,800, say 3,000, is 44.8. With 3,000 on line item 5605.
We'll make it up some next guy, don't worry.
Right here. So I move we adopt Department 1425 for a total of 44,800, with line 5605 being 3,000, and the rest of the lines equaling the department requests.
So what's your final on that?
44,800.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded to accept Department 1425 at $44,800. Motion made and seconded. Vote. Any discussion?
Yeah,
Alma?
not to be picky, but we cut out $500 for safety equipment, but we're gonna add 200 for a telephone?
3,000 for a telephone.
Well,
Well,
she
no,
said, she says it's
She
about
said
the bid.
2,800.
Is that a
So-
firm number or an estimate, approximate number?
That was a firm number when we got the RFQ the last time,
How long ago was that?
9 months. And I double checked and we still should be around the same.
So it's a budget figure, so that's keeping it
Yeah,
over.
3,000.
That was just getting back to me for the $500 cut, I understand.
No, I have a problem with cutting safety equipment, I do.
All right.
Yeah.
Fringe
I
benefits.
still have a problem with it.
Oh, did we
Yes,
vote
we-
to approve this? No, we haven't. Or did
We
we?
just did.
We
I
just
think
need
you had
a
the motion second.
Yeah.
motion saying all in favor of 1425.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. 1426, fringe benefits.
I have a question
And it was
on
547,000.
5515.
Why did that go up?
For what purpose?
Didn't something just say it went up?
We may have
No,
some.
not here.
We may have
I don't see any sign.
We may have a claim, I would imagine.
You know,
Yeah. He's the claim master. Got a claim
Oh,
company.
okay, that's on.
Judge?
Yes.
May have a claim.
What about 5517, what's going on there?
So,
Same thing?
Yeah, I would imagine,
No, I think that's where you parked here.
Yeah.
yeah.
so that's 1 year.
Um, I can, if the mayor's all right, we could lose 10,000 in that.
We're gonna take 10 then.
Take 10.
You
So
take
we're
10?
doing
And 5517.
5517 is 80 now, you're recommending?
And if somebody can do 2% of the 352,532, I might be able to do something in there.
You got the computers over there.
You
so-
got
Do this 2% of it?
So what?
I don't know yet.
Of which one?
7,000.
7,000?
Yeah, about $7,000.
352, 532.
Which one have you changed so far?
What's that come to, Scott?
5517, isn't it 80?
80, yes.
Okay, thank you. Who made that motion?
I'll make it now.
Thank you.
Motion made by Renee, second by Owen, to reduce
Got another
5517 from 90 to 80.
7056, so say 7,000.
7,000 is what, 2%?
Yes. I think Alma said that 3 weeks ago.
I did, I started at 7,000, I just rounded.
So you want to,
Wait a minute, is it? Let me think.
the same thing. as
give me
Rob.
that.
You think, well, how many answers is smoke?
I'd reduce it by 10,000.
10,000.
Another 10.
Yeah.
So what's the new number?
342.
342.
342, 532. So bottom line is gonna be 527, 372.
Who's making that motion?
I'm making it.
Did we vote on the first one yet?
No, but I'm making it.
Well, you can do it on the bottom line here, Renee.
No,
Because
we
had
have
two
to,
deductions here.
Yeah.
right, but I think we have to
All
vote
right, we
on
voted, the first one was
each.
$10,000, and
We
the
did that
second
one.
was $10,000.
Right, so
Yeah.
I'll make the motion for 5511 to reduce that by 10.
Okay, motion made, second to reduce that by 10. Renee seconded.
Yep.
All those in favor of the $20,000 total cut?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, now we have to make a motion on the bottom line number.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made, second to reduce that to 527, 374. We got a motion, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Oh, we're cutting the hell out of this budget, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're really-
15,900 is what we cut.
Okay, so we're going 1427.
Can't do anything for you.
Yep,
I thought you said we could.
it is what it is.
Oh, all right.
No, that was.
So we need a motion to accept that as
So
is.
moved.
Second.
Motion made, second as is. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public safety.
What is that all about?
Oh, interesting.
Constables,
I
whatever.
mean, do we really need this?
Well, they can't enforce the sidewalk ordinance. Constables can't do it. It's gotta go to the Putnam Police first,
Okay.
and because of the priority. And it's an unenforceable ordinance. Anyhow.
So you're talking, you want to spend $12,000?
No, this is a proposal from the Special Service District because they've been assuming all the overtime for all the town events. So they asked us to consider
Oh, this is the sort of cost sharing since it benefits the town
that's
as a
right.
whole.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's in the
This is what the
special
total
service
thing is.
district. It's part of theirs. I mean,
Well, if you want to get nitpicky, we get asked to send our crews into the city too.
True.
Yeah.
Do they kick in for the entertainment?
No.
I say we deny that one.
You make